Represent, motherfucker.
We're just gonna fill you in. I say dope a lot, and a lot of the times it's very intentional. Dope, 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 dope. That's dope, 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 dope. That's dope. He's a pretty dope dude. 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 Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Dope, 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 dope. That's dope, dope, pretty dope, 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 pretty dope, dope. Pretty dope, 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 pretty dope, 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 dope. That's dope, 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 dope. That's facts.
I have always believed the road to excess leads to the palace of wisdom. I got it bent all the way over here.
Please make your voice be heard.
And I'm leaving society to move out to the country and smoke crystal meth with rednecks.
Maybe you have a differing opinion than us. Maybe we're completely wrong, and you are the one lone person in the world that is right.
That's why you're here tonight. Eventually, me and Dave Jarvis are going to Hollywood.
But guess what? Some of us are actually pretty friendly.
Yeah, but most of us suck.
Fine, upstanding young man. Fine, upstanding young man.
Smoke weed. All right, everybody. Welcome to Blow Your Brains Out every Wednesday night, right here, 8 p.m. with me, Rick E. Warden, Ariel, right there on the screen, and Dave motherfucking Jarvis.
Caw.
You can participate in the program through the chats. I'll be keeping a very close eye on those chats tonight, so every chat will be brought up and discussed. We're looking forward to a good time with Holly West tonight.
Woo-hoo.
How are you doing, David?
I just talked to her. She said she was on her way, so we should expect her here in a little bit. I'm doing pretty good today. I now live in a world where I always thought that people knew what a freak that P. Diddy was, but now we get to find out what a depraved piece of shit he actually is.
Diddy done.
Yeah, what didn't Diddy do? Well, apparently he blew up somebody's car, so that's kind of cool.
It's pretty wicked.
All the shit
that he did was pretty bad, but yeah, the fact that he would threaten somebody and then they would threaten him back, and so he goes and blows up their car, that's gangsta.
Totes.
All right, everybody. We shall wait no longer. Coming up on the show right now, say hello to Holly West. Hello, Holly.
Hi, Holly.
Hi. Hi, how are you?
Welcome, Holly. Appreciate you coming out and enjoying the spectacle that is Blow Your Brains Out. How are you doing this evening?
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
That's David Jarvis creating
Holly
static,
is
I
arriving.
believe.
My static?
Is it static? It sounds like somebody's eating food.
Yeah, it's like some static. Somebody's microphone.
So how are you doing, Holly West?
Doing great. How are you doing?
I'm kicking ass. Thanks for asking.
All right, so that static is not from me, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, that's on the Holly West end.
I can't
Do you have headphones?
tell what you're saying. Yeah.
Try earbuds if you can. And then
Yeah, we're a ramshackle production over here.
Hey, we do what we can.
get it going on. We'll get it going on. Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here tonight and watching another episode of Blow Your Brains Out every Wednesday at 8 p.m. We got people in the comments.
All right. Yeah, that's
Dope. All right. Yeah, there went the static. We can probably hear you better, too.
Yeah, I guess it was me. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's
It
okay.
honestly sounded like somebody was chewing a bag of carrots, and it was about to blow my mind.
Yeah, it was very strange.
Because I can't stand my husband chewing sometimes, and he chews with his mouth closed. I'm like, I'm going to kill you.
What's up, Doc?
Oh, it drives me bananas. Anyways, hi, Holly. Welcome to our show.
Hello. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And hello, Arkansas in the chat.
Holly
Thank
is
you for
coming
being
straight
here.
from practice.
Are you really? Where do y'all practice at?
Sorry. Oh,
Where
are
do
you
y'all
just coming from
practice at?
rehearsal? Yeah. I was having a rehearsal with a band. I'm doing a show with them tomorrow. And we were in I think East LA practicing
Oh, that's cool.
for the
Is that the Women of Rock tribute thing?
No, I don't play in a Women of Rock tribute.
Oh, I
But
just saw something on your Facebook earlier that had something to do with.
That was from a few weeks ago. I played at the Ultimate Jam Night, and that was Women in Rock. Yeah, so that's what that was. And that was an all night of women who are in the industry and mostly live here in LA. Like Cyndi Lauper's guitarist was there, and a bunch of other people. It was a really, really cool night. But I participate in those quite a bit, and also the Gritty and Pink jams that are out here, which are all women as well. And then I have an all-women Zeppelin band. So, yes, lots of women, which is great.
Zepparella was jamming some of that. It was really good.
Yeah, thank you.
100%.
Thank you. Yeah, and tomorrow I'm playing
my
with
uncle lives out in LA who has no connection to the local scene whatsoever. Even he's heard of y'all. So I'm like, oh, sweet. Got a real guest
Yeah,
here.
it's definitely not a local band. They're up in San Francisco. They've been around for about 20 years. I actually saw them play in Dallas before I even started playing bass. They were already touring. They've been touring for 20 years. So I'm really lucky to be given the opportunity to play in this band. It's a really great band.
How did y'all come together?
Just mutual friends, and their bass player and singer that they had for about 6 years left, and the original singer came back. And so when they needed a bass player, they were looking around for bass players, and a couple of people recommended me. And I had just put out a record, my first record, that had When the Levee Breaks on it. So it just kind of fell together just in a few months, really. It was really kind of cool.
That's awesome. Do you strictly
Yeah.
play bass, or do you play other instruments?
The hobby is coming to us serendipitously because last week we had Van Quatron, who is from LA but moved to Texas, and with Holly we have the reverse. So what inspired your move from Texas to the great state of California?
Yeah. I moved out here. I'm from Dallas. Born in Oklahoma, but raised in Dallas, and then I moved to LA in 2019 to do music full time. I was doing hair and music in Dallas, and it was a lot. I was working many hours a day, and I just got overstressed and overworked, and just said, "Fuck it, I'm moving to California," and I'm just playing music. And yeah, I play bass, and I sing, and I play guitar, and I teach as well. I dabble in other instruments, but I wouldn't say I'm a professional at any of them.
So you moved to LA right before COVID hit. That must have been fun.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like if I waited any longer, I may not have done it. I was just really wanting to do it, and when you move away from all of your family and all of your friends to a new place and you don't really know anybody, it's a big step. And so when you get the guts to do it, I think you just have to pull the plug. And so that's what I did. And then COVID hit.
Man, that's gonna be tough, especially if you don't have
You managed
anybody to
turn
fall
it
back
around,
on.
turn everything negative into positive, and that's really awesome to hear. And you seem to be doing quite well just based on what's seen on social media. So
Yeah,
things are going well for you, I would imagine.
thank you. Yeah, it's taken, a few years after COVID, to really get things going in the right direction again. But I feel like things are really stepping up, and especially for me because I'm getting more session work and more one-offs and just work, which is good. And I've been doing some video editing for some people too, so that kind of helps. But mainly around music, and it's finally like I finally see like things are working.
Do you have a favorite studio that you like to work out of, or is it anything new is totally awesome?
The studios I've been working out of lately were for some of my original music with my band Dead Groove, and those were in Peru. So they're definitely a different type of studio experience than I've experienced here. But I've been blessed to be able to go with Fred to a bunch of really cool studios around here. He's done a bunch of studio work. We went to he got to go to Robbie Krieger's studio, which is really cool. I didn't get to go, but
Cool.
but there are some really awesome studios here in LA. But if I get booked for studio sessions, I'll just be going to whatever studio session or whatever studio they're booking.
Where did you record your record?
In Peru, in Lima.
In Peru? That was the question.
Mojito was here in the States, but the last record I recorded was in Peru.
Well, I was impressed. I just, started looking your way a couple of weeks ago when, we're getting close to the show. I stayed pretty busy. But some of the songs that I heard that were yours were really fucking good.
Oh, thank you.
So, so I'm very curious to know about your solo record and how that came about.
Are you talking about Mojito or are you talking about Dead Groove?
Your solo record. Don't you have a solo record?
Yeah, the Mojito is the Holly West record. Yeah, I put that one out in 2017. And
so it's been a minute.
It's been a minute. Yeah, it's been a minute for that one. Excuse me. I started writing that one when I lived in Dallas. I had gotten out of a few bands and kind of just decided I wanted to do my own thing. And I hired Gary Hoey, who's blues player, phenom. Guitar. And Brady Blade, who is an amazing drummer. His brother plays for Chick Corea. He's just like one of the best drummers. And then Chris Bell, longtime friend of mine, to mix the record. Yeah, that's it. And so it was a really small group of people, and I had a friend of mine who played with me a lot in Honey and a lot of other bands. His name's Vinny Parma. He came over and helped me kind of arrange some things, and then from there, I just kind of took it to the next level and just kept working on it. And the final product was when Gary put his guitars on there, and we sent it to Chris to mix, and then Gavin Larson to master. 4 originals, and then When the Levee Breaks. On When the Levee Breaks is really cool. Gary uses a slide guitar, a slide on a dobro through a Marshall. It just has this really awesome kind of it's for the harmonica, because we don't have a harmonica on there, but he's kind of made up the parts with the slide, and it's really unique and very cool, and I really am proud of that remake of that song. The other 4 songs, just they're my first songs to write and record and put out there. So they're pretty raw as far as my whole all of my music, but they're definitely what I felt at the time was where I wanted my music to go. It's very rocker. blues inspired rock.
Yeah, I liked it. I had no
Still
idea that
writing when
Gary
you went
Hoey
into the
played
studio?
on it.
I'm sorry.
Were you still writing when you were in the studio, or had you already crafted the songs
No,
and they were
I
like down pat when you went in?
yeah, I had already. So I came up with the melodies and the bass lines, and then had my friend Vinny, who's a drummer, come over, and we went through demoing the songs without guitars. I think I tried to have somebody demo the guitars, and they just couldn't do it. So I ended up going to a producer friend of mine, and then we re-demoed the songs from the live demo to like a MIDI track demo, kind of, so that Brady could really hear the drum parts. I didn't write anything with Gary or Brady, so I wrote it all before, and then when we passed around the music so that they could play on it. I was there for the drums. I wasn't there for the guitars. So I was there when Brady put down the drum parts. I would have loved to have done the record all in one room, but it just didn't work out that way. So we did the drums in a really awesome studio in San Marcos, and it's called the Firehouse Studio. And it's this huge room, and that was to kind of capture the John Bonham's sound that he had on When the Levee Breaks, because they recorded that in a stairwell. So we did it's this huge room. It sounded great. And then we went to Chris's home studio, did the vocals and bass, and then Gary flew in his guitar tracks, and yeah, I wrote them, and then I had, there's 3 producers working on this, so it wasn't a big deal. They weren't producing anything, but I knew that they were going to give me what I wanted, and I was paying them, so and you get what you pay for. So I just got the best talent that I could, at the time, and had them, help me. And so turned out to be a really good thing, because that dropped in November of 2017, and then in February I got the call for Zepparella. So, and there's a lot part to do with doing When the Levee Breaks, with recording that.
Well, the songs Home and Justified are the 2 on your YouTube channel that I heard, and they both fucking rock. I apologize that I missed that. If I would have known, I would have definitely listened to it and rocked it hard back then. But I'm excited about listening to more of it.
Yeah, I think they rock. I think they're pretty good driving songs. It was my first attempt of getting myself out there as a musician, because like I've been in bands in Dallas for a long time, like LSD and Honey, and just known as the bass player, and nobody knew me as a singer. I didn't even know myself as a singer. It was my first time singing, Yeah. So I wanted to do something for myself creatively and as an artist, and so I just told myself I'd put an EP out there and see what it does, and it's done really good for me as an artist, for sure. And I encourage anybody who just wants to do a record to just do a record, just get it out there, get your music out there.
You hear that, folks? It's on you.
I was just about to say the same thing.
Yeah. Nobody's
especially if you're playing full time.
Yeah.
Especially if you're playing full time.
Yeah, I do play music full time. I'd like to play more sometimes, but
Yeah,
you get what's given to you. But I have good gigs, and that's what counts. But as a creative person, my outlet is putting creative things out there for people, art. So if I can do it in certain mediums, music is definitely one of them, and I definitely love the fact that I've chosen that as something to put out there for art. Like I used to be into like painting and drawing and stuff, and I'm kind of glad that I chose the music side. It's helped me a lot.
Well, Joni Mitchell, whenever she would get sick of being on the road, she would just, take a break for 6 months and just paint. And then as soon as the bug caught her, then she would go back to writing and recording again. So you need that that rest
balance,
because you can't just go full bore with one thing for too long, or you burn yourself out.
You can, for sure. Yeah. I've been doing a lot of music video editing and like lyric video editing, and that's another outlet because you're really, you get like, I get a song and then I have to come up with a concept, and then I prompt all these things through like AI and through just finding, different assets online and putting them together. And at the end of it, it's a piece of artwork, and it's really cool. It's really fun.
Is that what's been consuming most of your time lately, video editing?
It does consume a lot of time, that's for sure. I mean, touring and that's pretty much what my days consist of. I was teaching a lot more, and that was really time consuming as well. But I stopped teaching. I still do private lessons, but I stopped teaching at a school that I was teaching at, just kind of get more focused on other things.
Were the kids driving you crazy? Is that it?
Yes. Yeah. No, I was
you gotta give your teacher a break every now and then, especially if they're a good teacher.
It's I was teaching at a music school, and so it's kind of an after school program. And some kids get dropped off because they want to do it, and some get dropped off because they just need to get dropped off somewhere. Yeah.
Oh.
have to do it. So you're stuck in this whole dichotomy of like, I have all these kids that really want to learn. I have all these kids that just really want to be on the phone all day, and it's hard to balance that. I'm not a kid person. I never had any children. Don't really want any, and that's so. That's that. So I think 2 years of that fulfilled my duties. Right. That's all I'm required.
You have served. You have served.
I had to take care of other people's kids for 2 years. I think I'm good now.
You're honorably discharged.
Honorably discharged. I like that.
So, you say you go for like grueling, like month-long tours, or just like a week here, a week there?
I'm sorry. Can you say that again? You're cutting in and out.
Oh, sorry. These tours, are they like long, like a month long, 2 months long, or are they like a week, 2 weeks?
Gotcha. So the touring that I do mainly is with Zepparella. And we typically do 3 days. Lately, we've been doing 4, and we're coming up on one that's going to be a 5-day. So they're just weekend tours, and they're usually twice a month. That's what we aim for. And the reason we do that is because all 4 of the players in Zepparella, we have our own projects, and we have our other things that we do musically. And so it kind of gives us enough time to do that, and we're still touring all year round, full time. We do as many shows as these gigantic bands do. 50, 60 a year, or maybe even more.
Wow.
Just we spread it out so we can do other things. And the really great thing about Zepparella is a lot of time we can open with our own bands too. And so my band Dead Groove is open for Zepparella several times, as well as all the other girls. Their bands have too, and we're able to sell merch at those shows as well. And it's really a great gig. But yeah, being able to tour just a little bit is a lot easier than touring for a month and then getting off and like figuring out what you have to do for 3 months and then get back on for another month. That can be pretty exhausting.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure it is. I definitely like that idea.
Yeah, and I'm going with a bunch of girls that I like, so it's literally a girls' weekend every time I go, and it's a lot of fun.
That's even better.
Really nice. Yeah, like nice hotels, nice venues. Our writers typically there, so like We're good.
Are you doing hair and makeup?
No, no more. I gave that up too.
No, I meant for the band, but I guess no.
I give a lot of tips. I give a lot of tips because I was in the industry for so long. I know you can tell because of how I keep myself these days, but no, I had enough. Yeah, I was in the industry since I was 17, 18 years old, and I was done, ready to do something else. But there isn't a tour that goes by that I don't get asked a million questions about. What am I using on my face these days? What am I using on my hair? How can I get my hair to do this? Yeah, which I love answering. I love answering those questions because, you spend enough time in an industry, you just know the answer. So I do really still enjoy talking about it.
I hate doing hair and makeup. I hate it so much because I'm more of a tomboy, and so I've learned, and I've had a lot of friends like, Ariel, you're doing it wrong. I'm like, oh well, do it for me. Like I just can't do this. It's stressing me out.
Yeah. I just realized the less is more these days.
Yeah, I literally just do my eye makeup and I call it a day.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's been working out pretty great. That's too cool.
Tour with Dead Groove as well.
Sorry?
You tour with Dead Groove as well.
Yes, we did a U.S. tour and went to Peru last year. I can't remember how many dates it was. It was like a dozen here in the States, and then we went to Peru, and then we recorded while we were down there. Recorded 3 new songs that'll come out soon. Yeah, we're excited about that. So we started. Where did we start? We started on the East Coast. We did New York and New Jersey, and then we came and did Southwest kind of tour with Utah and Arizona, some California dates, and we did Texas. We went back to Dallas and played in September, August, September. Can't remember. And then went down to Peru and then came back, and we haven't done anything this year yet. We're working on these next songs, and then we're going to start doing some more stuff.
We got a question in the chats here. Holly, have you heard of Brew Shampoo? It's made from beer.
No, I have not.
Or is it Bro shampoo?
Oh, it's Bro shampoo?
Bro.
I have no idea.
No,
Maybe.
Bro. Like bro.
I would think it's
Gotcha.
Brew, but I don't know. Hello.
That's my drummer. He also wanted to know if we could tour
Who's
with you
your drummer?
sometime. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's
Yeah.
Days X.
Sure.
And he also was asking if you needed a drummer, and I told him no.
Yeah, it's right here. I don't think this one would let me. Yeah. Yeah, you could. I mean, I could say yes, but I'm not the one that makes the decision. So, sorry.
Yeah, he was side
I'm just
messaging
the
me, and I'm like, I'm not asking her. You ask her.
I'm just the bass
all
player.
good fun.
That's always my excuse. I'm just the bass player. I don't know.
God, I wish I had that excuse.
You can if you push it. If you really want to, you can.
I'm in a band full of boys.
Just be the girl. It's fine.
Okay. All right, you guys are taking over. Bye.
Holly, Ariel here sings, and she's a very powerful singer in a band called Against All Odds.
Against All Odds, awesome. Is this Dallas? In Dallas?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah,
Dallas.
awesome. Very cool. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah, see, when I was there and I was the bass player in Dallas, there weren't very many girls playing. There weren't very many girl singers. There weren't very many girl bands. There was what was their name? The metal band. There was like maybe Faded Grace. That was them, and then Honey, our band, which had 2 girls. And there just weren't that many other ones.
Yeah.
And as I was leaving, as I was leaving, there was more girls coming into the scene. And now I see a bunch of girls in the scene. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's really nice to see and be able to actually play with other bands that have female leads. Not that it's not fun playing with all the guys. I love you guys. I love playing with all the other Dallas bands with just guys. Yeah. But it's very cool because then I'm like, oh, yay, I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one trying to do this.
Yeah. My first band was LSD with Nikki McKibben. And
which is how Billy I got to meet you and know you a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And
I saw almost every LSD show with Nikki and you.
Okay. Sorry. So with Nikki and it was Billy who was really pushing to have 2 girls and 2 guys because no one was doing that. And he really wanted a band. You see right now, I guess he doesn't have 2 girls in there anymore, but he started out with 2 girls. He was really pushing that concept because it wasn't a big thing back then. And it really helped, I think, he also helped like push the girls to come out and start playing a lot too. Just because we were on a bunch of bills. We were doing a lot of shows, and people were seeing that there was girls out there that could rock. And so then I started Honey, and there was 2 girls in that, and then I was playing with Kes a lot, doing acoustic stuff, and all of a sudden you start seeing girls popping up, and playing instruments, and it's great. It's really great.
Yeah, it is. Here for Now, they have
because I know we came up with some great female-led bands like Silver Loves Mercury. With These Words and Delusions of Grandeur. Yeah. They were all fantastic metal bands with amazing front women.
Silver Loves Mercury. Vinny was in my band as well, so we were real close with those guys. And we actually toured with them in Oklahoma before. Andrea, she's very, very powerful front woman. I love Andrea. She's awesome.
Here for Now has their lead. She is female vocals and she plays bass.
Nice.
Yeah.
There was a little trio, and I say little because they were really young. They were teenagers. There was a girl trio there. I can't remember the name of them, but they had some really good music. They would do like Wolf Mother, and these really cool ballads and stuff. And I felt like they were gonna do some big stuff. I'm sure they're still playing.
I'm trying to think who it is.
Yeah, they were really. When I was there, they were like teenagers. Bass player, singer, and then the guitar player and drummer.
I keep coming back to LSD. I know LSD does have 2 girls, 2 chicks in the band. The singer.
Not anymore, though.
Well, the singer and Lou Morris.
Oh my God! Stop it! You better hope he's not watching.
He's pretty.
Come on here.
Yeah. Billy's been coming back with LSD. I think this is his third attempt. But he's doing really good. But I like the fact that he's always wanted a female singer. He's always
Did they
wanted.
send you some hot sauce?
No, I had my own for a while.
Oh, did you? Cool.
Yeah.
Y'all
During the pandemic,
I
had to figure something out.
If you're still pushing it, we need to get some. Tell me where I can buy it. I'll buy a bottle and we'll test it here.
We ran out years ago.
Right.
Sorry.
Pandemic and everybody bought up all the Tabasco.
Yep. Everybody was eating at home.
That's too funny.
So, how are things on the West Coast these days?
Really rainy here. I don't know why. It's just, it rains so much here. It's like just this year. It's like way more than normal. But West Coast is great. We live by the beach, so it's nice to have a little bit. We don't have it. You're in Texas because everything is flat, and you come out here and it's like everything's green, and there's hills and mountains and the sea. It's really
There's
crazy.
3D structures.
Yeah. There's palm trees. So it's interesting. I lived in Texas pretty much my whole life, and everywhere you go in Texas looks the exact same. And you come out here, and I go up and down the West Coast all the time touring, and everything's different. Every 5 hours you go, it's like totally different. It's pretty cool.
East Coast life.
And it's easier to get around places here. I don't think people realize that. People who tour on the coasts can probably play more shows than people in Texas, because in Texas, or at least the South, like in Dallas especially, you have to drive so long to get to the next place to play. Hours and hours. And not that you want to play, really close to, where you're playing like the day before or anything, but to do a tour near Texas is hard.
Yeah.
And you don't realize that when you're there. You're like, oh, it's just Texas. We can just, it's fine.
It's funny you talk about the drive.
So far from everything.
Even like where I live, I drive at least most of the music scene now is all the way in Fort Worth. And where I live, it takes me an hour and a half to get there. And that's on a good day.
So how's the music scene there? So it moved to Fort Worth? Mainly?
So the music in Fort Worth, I feel like, is booming a little bit more. And then there's some Dallas local venues that have closed
O'Reilly's
down.
closed down.
O'Reilly's closed.
I saw that.
Is closed. Reno's is still going. That's in Deep Ellum. There's a few other places in Deep Ellum, but they seem to be circling back to some of the local scene, but they mostly feature like national traveling acts and stuff like that. But the DFW.
Okay. Yeah, we came back and played Trees. It's my hometown venue. It's a lot has changed for sure. I've been going to Deep Ellum since I was a kid, so it's like I've seen that place, breathe in and out, like good and bad. And I was kind of wondering like what's happened down there since Curtain Club closed down, and a lot of places went to more restaurants. The green room isn't even there anymore. So yeah, it's is anything going on in Arlington now?
They have a few places, yeah.
Growl Records is a brewery / record store, but it's just a small little venue. No stage even. It's more of a cool scene. And then Diamond Gems has started doing shows again. So we did our show out there. Well, they took a hiatus for a year or more. Diamond Gems didn't have shows for over a year.
Wow.
So then there's Haltom Theater in Haltom City, and those are the metal clubs because Rob's closed down, which is in Euless.
And the one in Fort Worth?
The Rail is closed.
The Rail? Closed?
It's closed.
Again? Poor Rail Club.
I think they're opening back up again.
Okay, good. Keep it going.
I think.
Keep it going.
Yeah, we think. Yeah, who knows? Ridgely is spotty at best.
Yeah.
Haltom's going.
They changed up. Ridgely opened up like a little side bar room. They call it the Ridgely room.
Okay.
And it's just not the same anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure it's changed a lot. It always does, It's crazy. Like when you're in it, you don't think it'll ever change. Like this is the best ever. It's just always going to be like this. And like 5 years later, it's gone.
How do you feel like that over where you're at? Do you feel like the venues are still pretty consistent, or?
So far, I mean, after the pandemic, not like I knew the scene, and then there's a pandemic, so I definitely didn't know it. But there definitely are clubs that have been there through this whole time that are still standing and good. I'm just now getting into this, like the club scene out here, because when I first moved out here, I've been in Zepparella this whole time, so I've been touring not here. I think we've only played three or four shows in LA since I've lived here. So everything I play is like these, 600 to 1,000 plus venues, that are not anything around here.
House of Blues is around the country.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't get to play House of Blues, but very similar to their rooms. But we have, we live in Long Beach. We have tons of stuff in Long Beach that is really cool, I'm playing a show on 420 with a band just around the corner, like four minutes away. Like, this is great.
How about that?
Very convenient.
Yeah. And then in LA, there's tons of stuff still going on. I think, the strip isn't what it used to be, is what people tell me. I don't really know how it used to be. It's kind of like if I told people, Deep Ellum isn't what it used to be. They'd be like, what? It's really cool. There's a lot of stuff going on there, but it's just not the same.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, when I was down at the Sunset Strip like 15 years ago, there was literally a Starbucks at every corner for miles.
Really? I don't see Starbucks in the little area that I go to. I see a couple, but not like a whole bunch. But I usually stick to the Rainbow and the Whiskey. Like I said, I play at the Jam all the time, so that's at the Whiskey. And then Dead Groove did play at the Rainbow before in the little room up top. It's actually kind of fun. It's a very intimate room. So it's like you can only fit like 40 people up there, but it's kind of fun to have that kind of show sometimes. And it's at the Whiskey, or it's at the Rainbow, so that's awesome.
Right.
And then there's a couple of places I've played down there, and I'm playing at another one tomorrow. I've never been to it before, but it's supposed to be sold out. So I feel like it's still a big scene here. Obviously here because it's LA.
Do you feel like more people like to be entertained out there than in Dallas?
I think it's a place that people go to be entertained.
Yeah.
You have a lot of people that come through here. Like, you guys know Sherry and Rico. Yeah, so they were just out here.
Right.
I missed them, but they were just out here, and they're going to show after, every night. They come out here quite often when we play the jams, and they're always at our jams too. And so it's like when you come here, this is, you go looking for something to do. If you go to Dallas, you look for something to do, but I don't know. I mean, there's definitely shows going on, but I think you would find more variety here.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. I don't know. Dallas is pretty booming these days, actually. Yeah, I know. I was impressed when I went down there. I mean, Deep Ellum's definitely different, but it's still alive. And there were times in the last 20 years where it wasn't alive at all. It was completely dead. You didn't even want to go down there. And so at least it's there, I'm not going to harp on, what it's changed into. At least it's there.
We talked to somebody before, and they said that it cycles. Like it'll have its like really good highs, and then it'll kind of go right back down. And I've never understood why, but
I've always explained it as it's like a lung. It breathes in and then it breathes out, and like sometimes it's like full, and sometimes it's just desolate. And with these types of areas, and you see it over in Lois Greenville as well, they'll open any kind of club. Anybody with money will go in there and open up a club. And you have all these different eclectic types of clubs. If you have a place for people to go that are of like certain genres and they have a community, they'll stay there. But if they don't feel like they have a community anymore, they'll leave. And it's unfortunate that everybody can't just get along, but that's what's happening. You get people who like one genre of music, and you get another group of people that like a different genre of music, and they don't like each other because of that. It's stupid, but it's true. And you get an influx of people who can't control themselves too. And that's when you have to block up the streets and you have to have the police down there. I was down in Lower Greenville. I used to live off of Lower Greenville. If it was popping, I was out there. And when I would go to these clubs, sometimes I would be inside the club and there'd be gunshots going off. We'd have to hide in the back. When that
sounds like so much fun.
Yeah. When that happened, you could tell it was about to go downhill, and people would stop going down there, business would start failing. And then once the coast clears, businesses start popping back up and people start going back down there. But if the women are scared, they're not going down there. And the women aren't going down there, the men aren't going down there.
You got that right.
It's no fun. So we really have to take care of that whenever we have all of these different types of people trying just to go out and have a good time and have a place, a place where they can do it. We really have to take care of each other. Because you lose.
West Coast is actually safer.
No, that's not what she's saying.
No, I probably should preach to them too. But no,
I think what she was saying was all the hot chicks need to get out to the venues and make them thrive again.
Exactly.
You hear that, everybody? All you hot chicks.
Right. All you hot chicks. All the hot chicks need to get out there.
That's where the fun is
they're
at.
taken care of. Yeah.
So are the crowds a lot more rabid down there, or are they more the phone crowd like they are around here?
When I go out, it's not the same kind of crowd as Deep Ellum at all. When I go out to like the Sunset Strip, it's mainly just rockers. What is it called? The Roxy will have shows that are different than rock and roll, and sometimes you'll get those people, throughout the crowd, but they go home pretty quickly. But where I hang out, I don't really hang out too much, like all over the place. Like if I'm going there, and it's usually for a show.
Arkansas is hot. She's making the clubs pop.
There you go.
She actually lives in Arkansas, and came to Diamond Gems when we had our show back on March the 2nd. So thank you again, Arky.
Have you been to the Chateau Marmont and thrashed the place?
No. I have not.
Do you want to?
Sounds like fun. Do I want to? It sounds like fun.
Trust me. It's a great time. However, I will say if you eyeball the paintings, you can't take them off. They've been super glued to the wall because they knew we were coming. Or they knew other people.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
That's a fun fact.
Yeah. It's right there, but in Sunset, isn't it? On Sunset? Or close to it? Yeah, I've heard of it. I just haven't been to it.
It's nice. Fun. A lot of people that own wineries go over there. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of places I haven't been. Sorry.
Do you have a favorite area y'all like to tour that y'all go frequently and that y'all look forward to?
I love going up to Oregon and Washington because a lot of people just hand me weed. And that's great. And that's great.
All right, Oregon.
Go to the green triangle. Yeah, it's actually awesome. It's beautiful up there as well. The people are really nice. So I enjoy going to those two states a lot. We do a lot of stuff in New York and that area as well, like the East Coast, and that's really fun. Our next big tour there, or our next big tour is up there, like New Hampshire and New York and stuff. And I like those. I like that area. when it's nice, not when it's cold, but when it's nice.
That's what I was going to ask next. Do you plan your tours based on their inclement climate? Because there's no way I would go like northeast during the winter months.
Yeah. We're very, very fortunate. We have an awesome booking agent. Her name is Mary Gorey. She's with Atomic Music Group. She's been a friend of the band's the whole time that they've been together, so over 20 years. So she really looks out for us and makes sure that, you know, we're not putting snow tires on in the middle of winter, like trying to go up a bridge or something, you know?
Yeah.
You know, we're usually 4 women on the road traveling by ourselves. So we can only do so much.
Right.
The other day, what do you call it? The main pipe under the van came off, and we had to like get under there and pull it off, and it's pretty crazy. Sometimes things like that happen. But we try to book, you know, tours in places that aren't going to be weather restrictive and you know, hurt us in any way.
Yeah. I always think it's funny. I'll watch a lot of summer shows. And I'm like, why are y'all doing summer shows in Texas? Come like fall, winter.
Yeah.
When, like,
actually,
a jacket's fine.
I had a friend that canceled her show because it was going to be outside in a parking lot in Dallas. And I'm like, yeah, that's
She'll
Texas
die.
for you. I remember playing in LSD, and we did the Ride for Dime. We opened the ride, and we were out in Arlington on that black tarp or that black asphalt playing. It was like 116 off the floor. I mean, it felt like
Jesus.
116 out there. And it took us, we played a 45-minute set, and we played a 30-minute set, and it took us an hour and a half to cool down inside.
Have a heat stroke. You get hot on stage inside. I can't imagine.
Yeah, we were just drenched in sweat. I mean, it was insane. We couldn't even talk. We were just sitting there like at least 30 minutes. We couldn't even talk. But yeah, we typically try to stay in nice. Although we did play Alaska a couple months ago, and unfortunately, it was booked during a record snowfall.
Holy Ed.
And you can, a record snowfall in Alaska, and you can go online, and the snow in the parking lot was like 20 feet tall. I have a picture of me like just standing there in the snow, and
Wow.
That was. I've never seen snow like that.
That's
I've never
funny.
seen that before.
I've been to Colorado and have had snow about my height. I'm like 5 foot. So that was really fun. I go, man, if anybody's like littler than me, they're going to get lost. So I can't imagine.
Yeah, we played in Wyoming one time at the ski resort. And I mean, we walked to our hotel, which was too far outside. And then we were walking back to the venue. It's too far. If it's cold, it's too far.
Yes.
We were walking back to the venue, and all of a sudden, I could see all this snow, and it just kept getting bigger and bigger. It was just these gigantic mounds of snow. And then people were skiing and having a great time, and I just couldn't for the life of me figure out how anyone is having a good time in this.
This is fun for you?
It was horrible.
You psycho.
Because I'm from Texas, so.
I hate the
You
cold.
guys
I
get
hate
it.
when it gets cold here.
Yeah.
100%
You
get it.
can't move. You can't do anything.
Nope.
It's like,
I mean, the heat is
it
bad,
suck.
but jump in a pool and you're fine. Or go run
Yeah,
through a
you're
sprinkler.
fine. Yeah, let's take some clothes off.
Yeah. You'll be fine.
Hey, Holly, Johnny Yarborough is in Long Beach. He lives in Long Beach.
Yeah.
He's asking where you're playing.
Oh, Johnny Yarborough. At it is called. What is it called? Supply and Demand. Supply
That's the name
and
of the venue?
Demand. Yeah, and I'm playing with this group called Electric Children. And
So it's not her normal band, Johnny. It's Electric
no,
Children.
it's I'm just feeling. Well, I'm being hired to play for them and do some studio work for them. My friend Leanne Bounds was their bass player. She's actually in Demi Lovato now. She plays for Demi Lovato.
Wow.
So this is her old band. But it's a cool band. It's a very 60s vibe. They've got like, I think the band is like 5 or 6 players. So it should be really fun. It should be fun. And I think we go on like second or something. So it'll be pretty cool. I need to start after my show tomorrow. I'm gonna start learning the music for that.
How long does it take you to pick up some of the music for different bands?
Depends on how difficult it is. Like the band that I'm playing with tomorrow, her songs are super catchy. They're made to be hits, so they're like 3 chords in the truth. That's really easy, you know. I just went over them the last few days, and I'm good. For this show coming up, it might be a little bit more difficult, and there are more songs, so it might take a couple weeks. If I'm playing the jams and they're like difficult songs and I need to get every single note right, it might take me a couple weeks to get, you know, those types of songs down. I'm talking about like, you know, some like hardcore, like Judas Priest and shit that you're doing all kinds of shit on, you know? Yeah, like 3 chords is a lot different than Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it typically doesn't take me a whole lot of time to learn a song, but if I can get my head around it pretty quickly, then it's, you know, it just takes a couple days to get it really down.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Now, when these bands hire you, is it like contracts or is it just a handshake and money under the table?
It just depends. It depends. I mean, if I know they're good for it, then it's, you know, I don't really need a contract. If I'm hired to do something, I'm just hired to do it, and I already know the deal. If it's session work, sometimes they'll give you something to sign. Sometimes they just pay you, and that you know that you have no rights in the music. So it just depends on what they want to do. If they want to protect themselves and protect their music, then they'll have, you know, me sign something. But if not, then it's not that big of a deal. Yes, I think you do. I think you do have to have tickets. So just call it there. It's on 4/20 on April 20th.
Is it pre-sale tickets? Can they buy at the door?
I think it's pre-sale. If it's not sold out, I'm sure you could buy at the door too. I don't know all the details because, like I said, I'm just hired as a bassist.
You're hired.
But, yeah. But as the days go by, I'll put more and more information on my Instagram and stuff about it. But
you
yeah,
have a previous relationship with these people that are hiring you?
Sorry.
Do you have a previous relationship with these people before they hire you, or do you meet them for the first time at the gig?
So today, the girl that I was working with today, I played with her a year ago, and the person who asked me was a drummer that fills in for Fred, my boyfriend, but also the director of Gritty and Pink, which I'm associated with that organization, which is for female musicians. She's the music director, and she's also in that band. So she and the drummer were pushing for me to come to play. So I already knew the drummer, and the guitar player knew of me. So it was in a roundabout way we knew each other, but I did know the drummer already. And then now she's hiring me to do another gig, so I already know them. With the other band, I don't know them at all. I know their old bass player just coincidentally, but a friend of mine referred me because he asked her about, you know, if she knew any professional bass players that he could hire, and so she referred me. So a lot of it's referral, but it does help to know people for sure.
For new
Do people give you an
bands.
Amazon rating?
Sorry.
What was that?
Do people give you an Amazon rating? Like Holly West, 4.5 stars.
Maybe, I don't know. Hopefully they tell each other. I don't, because I don't see it.
I would never want to know that.
Yeah, I mean, I like the feedback, to be honest, just because, you know, I can only do my best.
That's true.
Arkansas, she's our researcher and our chat moderator. So she says that she checked out the venue and that they have a show on the 19th and the 21st.
Yeah. So a lot of times venues will not go past 3 weeks so people don't anticipate shows. So it's possible that it'll be up there soon. But I do have the flyers on my Instagram, and then Electric Children has the flyer up as well. But sometimes venues won't post shows because they don't want people to anticipate other shows. They want them to come to shows before that.
Yeah.
So it should be there. It should be there soon. But thanks for looking that up.
If the show gets canceled, do you still get paid?
Usually, because the band usually will get paid if they have a contract that says that. There's been times where there haven't been contracts in place for that, and nobody gets paid. But if you're a professional band and there's a lot going on to get your band there, you should always have a contract that says if anything gets canceled, that I still at least have to get paid.
Good deal.
So I know you've been a part of the local music scene here. For any local bands that are traveling out your direction, where are some venues that you would encourage them to try to get on at?
Out here, it depends on what you want to do. If you want to buy onto a show, or if you want to just book a show. If you want to buy onto a show, you can buy on at like the Whiskey or the Viper Room, things like that. Buying on in the long run can help if it's a good show and people like your music. You get a good rapport with the owners. It can help. It can also hurt if you're spending all your money and nobody likes your music, or it's the wrong crowd, or you bought onto the wrong show. So it can help you. It can hurt you. There's a lot of venues that will just book you. A lot of venues that won't book you because if you don't have a following or whatever. When I had to book the tour for Dead Groove, I mean, it was a lot of no's, a whole lot of no's. And then I'm trying to route my band, and we have a day off, or we have only 2 dates here, 1 date here. And it's a lot of work. So the main thing is just don't get discouraged. But I would follow bands that were like you, that were touring out here, and figure out the venues that they're going to, and then try to reach out to those venues. They usually have a booking thing on their website. Sometimes you have to call. Sometimes you have to show up. But it's the game you have to play. Yeah. Hi, I'm trying to book my band.
I've done that before here in Dallas. Like, I've emailed, no response, called, no response. And then I just show up and they're like, yeah, you're supposed to email us. I'm like, I definitely did that. And now I'm here.
I tried. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Are there any places that you would tell people to avoid just because there's no music scene? Or
yes, please.
Very little music scene?
I don't know. I mean, there's so many places to play. There's so many places not to play. Like, it just, I don't know. Like, I would hate to like throw anybody under the bus just because like I had a bad time there, I mean, where did we play? There is
because there's places with no good vibes.
Zepparella just played a show in Green Bay, and it wasn't a normal show for us. It wasn't really, they didn't really promote very well. So I don't know if it was just because a lot of things were going on there, or they didn't have like a rock scene, but yeah, that was the first time that I've played with Zepparella, and I felt just completely lowballed. You know, like our band was just completely lowballed as a band, and they're like, oh, they'll be fine, you know. One of those kind of shows.
You just played to like 5 drunk Packer fans.
It was like 100 people, and I haven't played a show like that since we've played like sit-down dinners where there's only 100 chairs. You know, we've sold out those places. But this is like a 900-person venue, and there were 100 people there. And there was one guy doing lighting, sound, and monitors. That was hard. That was really hard.
Probably the same guy doing the promotions.
Yeah, exactly.
Most likely.
Exactly. Exactly. So it wasn't great.
Oh, she's got the list of bands that are going to play that show on 420.
So oh shoot. Let's see.
You want to email it to me? Email me Arkansas. I'll put it on the screen.
Uh-oh, Holly's frozen.
Hey, Holly. And so how it did Dead Grove the band form? And not only is she frozen, but like her phone must have fallen because she's vertical instead of horizontal.
It's kind of cool. We'll just all turn our heads this way.
Yeah.
It's all that weed, man.
Or we can turn like this way.
Yeah, it looks like she's looking at the phone as it's falling. Oh, shit.
Too many organ people. And
all that free weed that they paid me in, man, froze me.
Well,
yeah, we haven't even talked about the band Dead Groove yet.
I know. So much to talk about. Hey, maybe this is a good time to play one of her songs.
Do it.
While she comes back.
Just from the YouTube?
If you're capable.
I am. Give me just a second. Pretty cool that Johnny Yarborough's out there in Long Beach, California.
I'll eventually get to California. I can barely get one of my peoples to Fort Worth. Our last show, we played with Coilback. Our drummer got stranded in Denton, and our bass player said he couldn't drive a smart car in the rain. So that was
Ariel, invite Holly back on, and while I'm pulling this up. Sorry.
Come back on, Holly.
That's funny as shit right there, Ariel. Thank you.
So much fun. Oh, and there was somebody that on our way there, Jeff and I, somebody spun out in front of us, crashed, and then tried to whip back out in front of us after crashing. And I was like, oh my God, we're going to die. We're just going to die.
Well, I'm glad you didn't.
Brett says, don't tell my business. I'll tell your business.
Oh, he's fine.
He's fine, yeah.
Just walk it up, Brett.
I managed to work out. I have really good friends. Thank God. One of my friends came from Denton, picked him up, and then Jared got a ride. To Bliss. Ooh, yay.
I know the signs out there of otherworldly visions. It's time to know the truth. We've been here way too long. We know that something's wrong. Take me, I'll follow you. Hey, I know what you're thinking. They must be dead and gone. Hey. away. Hey, I know what you're thinking. They must be dead and gone. Hey, I know where I'm going. Lead me to my mother home.
My phone died. My phone died. They're playing my song.
I cannot get away. I knew that this was real. One day I'll be the one. Take me far away, away, away. I know what you're thinking. They must be dead and gone. I know where I'm going. Bring me to mama. Bring me far away to my mother home. Lead me far away. Lead me far away. Lead me far away.
Dope.
Very rocking.
Sorry, I got disconnected. My bad. Yeah, so those are like the videos I do now. I do like the lyric videos that I do now with like the AI and stuff. So
That's really cool.
it's pretty cool. Yeah.
What are you doing with AI?
So Fred, my boyfriend and drummer in Dead Groove, he works for Cleopatra Records and he does all their graphic design. And so we've been doing these lyric videos for them. And so that's kind of what my other job besides doing music is now doing these videos. And so these videos obviously like helped with that because I was doing these a long time ago.
Right.
So they're just, those are done with like just assets that I find and edit together. And now I'm doing actually rendering my own like you put in like your themes and what you want the AI to like kind of come up with, and it comes up with these things, and it's pretty cool. It's really interesting. It's still a lot of work.
Yeah, I got to figure out video AI. I went on one website one time, and it gave me partial video, and then wanted me to pay for the rest. I was like, "Fuck."
Oh yeah.
So I just need to find the right one.
Yeah, we do have to pay obviously for the assets. So I just try to prompt like anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes of video, and then I condense that into one song.
Yeah. Well, so I pay for Suno AI, which is AI music, and I make artificial intelligence music. That's how I get my
Yeah. So really crazy. So Cleopatra has the rights to DMX, and so they have all of the old DMX stuff. And he was doing this song called Silent Night. A long time ago, he did one for Jingle Bells, and it was a cartoon video and everything. And so they used AI to finish this song for Silent Night, and then we did the lyric video for it. And there's so much controversy surrounding it because it's AI writing the song and doing the lyric videos, and it's like, well, there's still a lot of work that had to be put into it. And he had that song originally. AI just finished it, and so I feel like it's cool, but I know there's a huge controversy behind it.
To me, it's cool like a video game is cool, you know?
Yeah.
That's how I put it in that category, you know.
Yeah,
I don't play much video games, but you know, I can put in my own lyrical content and get affect it that much. And so you can affect the melodies even if you write the melody into the lyric.
Yeah. Yeah, with AI, you just have the real creativity comes from what you're telling it to prompt. You still have to be really creative in how you tell it to do something.
Yeah, I had to tell it industrial metal rebellious. That's the music style that gets me the heavy shit that sounds like Pantera.
There you go.
But for the record, I would much rather be making my own music or performing, and AI is just something fun to do.
It's a medium. It's just a medium like anything else. Yeah, there
So
you go.
Is
There's
the flyer for the show?
That is the flyer for the April 20th show. Yeah.
Electric Children. There you go, Johnny TV. Go say hello to Holly West, or at least check out her jams with Electric Children there. That ought to be cool.
Yeah.
Make some videos, man.
Yeah.
Cocktail start at 7.
Should be a fun show. Yeah. I mean, I've listened to, enough of the tracks to kind of get a feel for the vibe of this band. It just seems very like 60s, free love kind of music. It's really fun. I think it's going to be a fun gig.
Have you heard of the other bands on there?
No, No.
I wonder if they all follow the same vibe.
Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah, just a Vaughn Rabbit.
Vaughn, yeah, you have to throw that Vaughn in there, otherwise it's copyright.
Juvenile Rex and Marching Party.
Yeah. Cool.
Dude, 4 bands for $10. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, there's another bar around here in walking distance called Alex Bar. And it's super cool. We went and saw the Melvins play there the other day. Oh, it was so awesome.
Wow.
Dude, that sounds fantastic.
Yeah. It's really great. I mean, you're just right there. Like, the only problem is that it's Melvins are very a moshy band, so you get a little trampled if you get too close. But it's really nice to be in a small room with the Melvins.
I always feel like I'm in the mosh and I'm not trying to be like somehow, even if I'm out in, have you been to Jexa or Dos Equis? I don't know what it was called before. I'm out in the lawn and there's a mosh pit and I'm somehow, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, I didn't even go finding you guys. Like, fuck me.
You got that mosh vibe.
I guess. I don't even, I'm 5 foot. I'll disappear on the ground before anybody notices.
Right.
Meanwhile, like on the stage of Whiskey, it actually says no moshing.
Yeah, they don't want you to mosh at the Whiskey.
Says that at the Pavilion also.
Although I've seen moshing at the Whiskey.
There's a giant banner on both sides of the stage at the Pavilion, whatever you want to call it, that says no moshing, no stage diving.
Huh. I've never stage dove before. I want so bad to do it, but I hear terrible, terrible things. Broken bones.
Yeah,
it's great if you don't have anything in your pockets.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think being a female is a good idea.
That's what all my friends said. Yeah, there's too many hands going into too many different places.
I think that's called an invitation when you're a female.
Yeah,
I just want to
go mosh at the Lilith Fair.
Yeah. Well, these still are gonna get hands on.
Just different type of head.
Yeah.
The hands are much more caressing at that point.
Yeah, as a female, no moshing. Or not. I'm sorry, not moshing, but crowd surfing.
Take her advice. Holly West is proven to give some of the best advice.
That's right.
Anytime I want to stage dive, I'll just come back to this podcast and remind myself that you said it's not okay.
Yeah. I feel for any female trying to get up there and not being, you're just asking for it, to be honest. Like, cause guys, you're going a different way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey guys, I just want to like literally fall back and then can you just put me right back on stage?
Yeah, right.
That's not how it works.
You do a trust fall.
Trust
real quick.
fall.
Fine.
Yeah, see, Dave Grohl found a good way around that. He would just throw a big piece of plywood over the crowd and sail over them like Christopher Columbus.
Yeah. Yeah, we were watching the Woodstock '99, and that's what Fred Durst did too.
Yeah, I saw that, but it was the stage.
Yeah, it was part. Well, they had all this plywood on, blocking the
Oh, it's
chain
part of
link
the
fence.
barrier. Yeah, it's part
Yeah,
of the
to make
barrier.
sure that people don't go over the chain link fence or whatever. They were tearing it off, and then he started.
He was feeling those ladders.
Surfing on it. Yeah. But they said that's when it went all to hell. Like, as soon as he started doing that, people just started going crazy. They just started evacuating people. People get trampled.
Yes, but to be fair, the fire started during Chili Peppers.
There you go.
And it was fun to watch. I watched it a year or so ago.
Were you there?
Cool.
Oh.
No, I watched it on YouTube.
Yeah. Crazy concert.
No way.
Well, I'd like to know more about Dead Groove. How did this band form, and what all are y'all up to?
Yeah. So yeah, this is my current project. Fred and we met in San Diego, and he asked me to come jam with him as like a first date, and so we did like a 4-hour jam session, and kind of figured that it was a good fit. So we always had in the back of our mind to do music. And then we have a couple episodes of the Fred and Holly show on YouTube, where it's him playing drums and me playing bass. And that was kind of during the pandemic. That was like what we decided to do during the pandemic, was a few of these I don't remember if they're like 30 minutes or an hour, but we would like just jam on some songs and then like go into our own grooves, or we just start jamming together, and it was pretty fun. And then after that, Fred was talking to Caesar, who's our guitar player, and he still lives in Lima, Peru. Fred's from Peru as well. Okay. And they were talking about how Caesar wanted to do more of like a rock and roll band, and had some ideas or whatever. And Fred was like, well, listen to Holly's old stuff, where she can sing and play bass and whatever. And so he was like, all right, cool. So I had a song called Maverick, which is on the record. And it was an acoustic song, and I'd actually written it as the first song I wrote when I moved out here to California from Texas. And it was just an acoustic, blues song. And we demoed it as more of a rock and roll song and sent it to Caesar. And then he put guitars on it and sent it back. And it's pretty much how you hear it on the record. So we thought, well, that was good. Let's do another one. So we got a song. The arrangement's pretty much done, fully done from Caesar, and then I put some lyrics on it, and that became Book of the Dead. So Maverick and Book of the Dead were the first two songs that we collaborated, and we decided that the demos sounded really good, and we wanted to go with the project. So we went down to Peru and we recorded those two songs, and then we had a mixed and mastered and put them out ourselves. And then later on, we decided to do a full record. So we went down and did 8 more songs and put the full record out. And that's been a year. In 3 days, it'll be a year we released that record.
Yeah, the video said a year ago.
Yeah. So we did we came back, and before we went and did the 8 songs, we ended up doing the videos for Maverick and Book of the Dead. Put them out. We're just trying to put it out there and see how it would go. So we finished those 2 songs, and we're like, okay, let's do 8 more. So we went down, did the 8 more, and then had the record. Put the record out, and just started advertising the record and pushing it. Got on some playlists. Did a bunch of interviews, and just really trying to push it. And then we went on a U.S. tour.
It wasn't like a tour that we did consecutively for like a month, but it was like legs of, each month we had a different leg that we were going out on. So we could just, sell the records and get our music out there. And so we took, not really a big break, but we didn't take a break at all. Now that I remember, we went to Texas and then we went to Peru like the next day or whatever. So we went back down to Peru and played a show there.
Wow.
What
was that
then it was good. It was the second time we've played as a band. The first time we played before we even finished the record. We were just in rehearsals and we just pushed ourselves to do a show, and then we recorded the record. But this one, we just kind of hit the ground running again, did some rehearsals, did the show, and then recorded 3 new songs. So now we're back, and we are getting ready to mix and master those 3 and figure out what we want to do with them, how we want to push them.
Dead Groove is a cool name. How'd you come up with it?
Thank you. So we actually have we started a clothing company first, Dead Groove Clothing, and wearing one of our shirts, this Mars mission shirt.
Nice.
Fred is a graphic designer. In fact,
Jimi Hendrix
artwork and stuff. Well, this one's not his, but we have a lot of his artwork on the wall. Yeah. And he wanted to start a clothing company. He's had a couple in Peru and whatever, and he wanted to start another one. So I'm good at building websites, so I built a website for us. And so I was kind of running the website, and he's doing the graphic designing, and then I'm kind of putting them on the clothes, and
Cool.
So we started doing that, and then when it came to doing the band, we kind of decided we were either going to call it Maverick or Dead Groove, and just keep the Dead Groove Enterprises going, And so we ended up going with Dead Groove, obviously, and so we have the clothing company and the band, and so we're just trying to build a little mini empire. I think we'll have different little outlets here and there. We're about to probably push a production company pretty soon, because of the graphic designing and the video editing and stuff that we can provide for bands and stuff too.
Very cool.
Awesome.
Everybody, you're witnessing an empire from the ground floor.
Let's hope.
Witnessing it right now.
Holly, I was wondering, with music, do you start with the words, or do you start with the song structure, or do you just start with a riff?
It just depends. I don't have like a set like way I do it, but there are ways to layer it when you're in production. But as far as like coming up with the songs, sometimes it just starts with a melody in my head. Sometimes it starts with a concept for a song. Sometimes it starts with like the first lyrics, I definitely have a gift of being able to put a melody to a beat. A lot of people don't have that gift. They want to be songwriters, they want to be melody makers, and nothing comes out when they hear a beat. But when I hear a beat, I can make a whole song over just one beat. And so that's what I try to bring out whenever I'm writing, is either to have a beat or have a riff, so that my melody and my lyrics can start flowing over it. I can also have a melody and match the song, the chords to it as well. But a lot of times having that structure there is easier for me. With Mokita, I spent 2 weeks just on lyrics alone, just so that I would have lyrics. They didn't have any melodies to them. Some of them had some melodies I was kind of singing in my head, but one of them was just lyrics. And my goal was to do 30 different just sets of lyrics that I could choose from, and that helped a lot. Nowadays, I don't have to do that so much, but it's just, I think it depends on, your own creative process and how you feel you can get the job done. But I do like to have things to pick from. So if I have tons and tons of melodies on my, phone recordings, I have lyrics just strewn out all over the place. I have so many of these these kinds of books that I keep around, and they have lyrics and ideas and all kinds of stuff in them. So yeah, I think it just all starts with just a good push in the right direction, whatever that might be.
What are your favorite subjects to talk about? What are some of your favorite subjects to write lyrics to?
Subjects. That's a good question. So Fred and I being in a relationship, it's really not a good thing to talk about, like old relationships and stuff, And I honestly think that it's kind of low-hanging fruit as far as like my lyrical ability. So I try to steer away from that.
She just drawing Bruce Campbell.
Yeah. So I don't really like nonsense songs either, like the Melvins. I mean, talk about just going with the melody, right? But I like things to really have an impact. So for like the Book of the Dead, it's about the Egyptian Book of the Dead. And my take on the Egyptian Book of the Dead is I think it's kind of shitty that you had to pay all this money to get these prayers to go and be good in the afterlife, or you had to be surrounded by all this money and jewels to carry it on to the afterlife. I just thought it was a bunch of bullshit. And so I wrote a song basically talking about how I think their Book of the Dead is a bunch of bullshit.
I thought it was about Army of Darkness, the Bruce Campbell movie.
There you go.
That's funny.
No. This is about the actual Egyptian Book of the Dead, like the whole storyline and premise of it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It sounds like all religions in a sense.
Right, and that's I'm not religious. I think it's all bullshit. I mean, just me personally. So of course I would write a song like that,
Do you think the Great Pyramids were there before the Egyptians got there?
I don't know. I don't know enough about history. I know enough, I guess, but I don't like to make I don't like to guess those things, because anything could have happened. Anything. Fred was just at what is it called?
Where were you at, Fred?
Stonehenge. He was just at Stonehenge, and there's pictures he was taking that I had never seen those angles before, and the rocks in the middle looks like it's just a monolith with something around it, like the white part is just like plaster almost. That's what it looks like. So I'm like, well, were these just monoliths that were just there? Or it raises so many questions when you actually look at these things. Yeah. You could read books and watch specials all day long, but nothing beats actually going there. I went to Pompeii 3 times and learned different things each time I was there.
Oh man, that would have been kind of wicked.
It's pretty crazy. Yeah, I was really lucky, and at a really young age, I got kind of pushed into going and working on cruise ships, and I traveled all over the world and saw so many different things. when I was like 21 to 24. And when I look at things on the television or I read about them in books and stuff, it's like nothing beats actually being there and actually seeing it for yourself. Like the Colosseum, actually seeing it, smelling, you know, what it smells like there, and seeing how close it is to everything else, and seeing how the city just engulfs it. You know, it's really, really bizarre when you're actually there. But we do want to go to Egypt, and I do want to see the pyramids, and maybe I'll have an answer for you.
Go see it, touch it. It's actually
Yeah.
a blow up like in that one movie, Despicable Me.
No.
They still have the pyramids.
Yeah. Yeah, we found a cruise that we want to take down the Nile. It's like a river cruise, and we could do like a whole Egyptian, the pharaohs and the pyramids. You know, we go for like a little excursion, and then you go on your cruise for a couple weeks down the Nile and back. So that'll be
Cool.
fun.
That'd be really cool. It's so crazy to think about how many different cultures live so differently and so much alike across decades of times that have passed. And
yeah, and when you go and see these ruins from all these different countries, you realize that, you know, you realize we all have the same needs, you know, as people, we all have the same needs. So of course we're going to make things that are similar or, you know, particular to certain areas. We went to Machu Picchu the first time we went to Peru when I went with Fred. And that was insane. I mean, just going through the ruins, and that was, I mean, they're the best, like, in shape ruins, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of things that are still there. But we hiked all the way up Huayna Picchu, all the way to the top.
Cool.
And it is just, it's immaculate. Like, it's just so amazing.
Could you imagine what it was like when it was at its prime? Like, I just couldn't fathom.
Yeah. Well, they would carry these llamas all the way up Huayna Picchu to sacrifice them. I'm like, poor fucking llamas, man.
At least the llama's getting carried and you're not carrying a llama.
I guess they're carrying them, but I mean, I'm sure they made them walk for most of it, but like these steep, you know, heights, crazy.
Oh. It always blows my mind. I want to see
what you can accomplish when there's enough cocaine around.
Yeah, right.
The llamas can carry
That's
it.
important. Yeah. Yeah. That's important, I guess.
Just keep going.
At least it's pure there. It needs any filler. It's comes from the source.
It's too funny. Oh, that's so cool. I want to travel more. I want to see a lot of these things, but
You should. It's important. I think just as a human being to see how everything is out there. It's crazy because I ended up going to college after the cruise ships because I was like, well, I've been around the world and now I really want to learn about it. You know, like I went and partied around the world. I didn't really learn about it. And so I had to go to college to be like, okay, what was that Colosseum thing again? You know?
How was that important?
And yeah. And actually in college, I went back to Europe for a 2-week thing for one of my classes. And I finally learned a lot that I should have learned, you know, prior, but it was pretty cool.
Yeah, they say you learn a lot more when you live in these places or you spend a very long periods of time because you can't fully absorb their full culture or history just for like a couple days. You know, it's just a lot to obtain. And people who've lived in these places for all their life, it's not that they take it for granted, but it's like us. Like if they come to the States, they're like, oh, you have this? I'm like, yeah, it's kind of an everyday thing. I mean,
yeah,
it's not that cool.
You know, Fred was telling me the other day, and I think it's really true. When you come to America, or no, not come to America, I'm sorry. When you're born in America, there's no really big reason to leave America to go exploring anywhere because we have everything here. And every state is as big as a lot of countries, a lot of different countries. So you go to South America and you go to all these different countries because they're so close together, but you come to, you know, the states and you have to go state to state. I mean, it's really far to go from one end of the U.S. to the other. In Europe, you can get on a 2-hour plane ride and be in any other country, like even a country away. Car ride, yeah. It's crazy.
It's weird to think about. I always consider Texas our own little country. So I'm like, oh yeah, I went out of the country, and they're like, didn't you just go to Florida? I don't understand.
Yeah. A girl asked me that one time. They said, "Where are you from?" I said, "Texas." She said, "Is that a country?" I said, "Well, we think we are."
Yeah. We sure do.
We have enough pride to be a country. Yes.
I mean, how many other states can say that you drive for 8 hours and still in the state?
Oh yeah. It's from El Paso to Dallas is like 9 hours.
That sounds about right.
In between. Yeah, I've done the drive because I've done the tour.
Amarillo is
Were you able
terrible.
to play any shows over in the Eastern Hemisphere? Any one-off shows in Egypt or in Germany or whatever?
In Europe. I haven't played a show in Europe yet. No, I've played shows in South America, but not in Europe yet. I'm trying to think. When I was on the cruise ships, I did a little bit of singing with the crew band, but I don't know where we were. But no, I haven't done anything over there yet. Every time Zepparella gets booked in Europe, it gets canceled. Yeah. We got booked in England for a big festival, and they canceled it because of something. And then the next time they canceled it because of the pandemic. And then we got booked in Croatia, and that just fell through. So it just keeps falling through. It's hard to get bands over there, and it's hard to get them over there and pay them. I know bands that go over there and they're like, oh yeah, cool, we're going to Europe, and they play all these shows and they barely get paid. And it's because it's hard. It's hard to get bands over there. The air tickets alone is enough for like a whole tour. And then all these places.
That gives me a good idea. Zepparella and Whiskey Dick, the European tour.
There you go. There you go. Perfect.
Not a bad idea.
I saw a chick wearing the Whiskey Dick shirt today at the Sam's Bar and Grill.
Nice.
I can see that, but like then shipping all the equipment over and everything and making sure everything doesn't get lost.
Well, the equipment isn't really what. A lot of times people just get a backline.
Oh, okay.
So if you're a guitar player or bass player, you bring your guitars. If you're a drummer, you bring your cymbals and sticks. And so you just pay for backline the whole time, or you have somebody, like you might have a band that buys on and you use their backline. There are ways to do it, definitely. People do it all the time. Okay. But it is hard.
Yeah,
Whiskey
Dick was saying that they don't bring anything. They rent it when they get over there, and then just return it when they leave.
Yeah, that's something too.
That's smart.
That's a practice that happens all the time. I mean, when I go out, now I have a travel amp that I use, but a lot of times when we travel, we do fly-in dates. We have a backline. And so I have a cabinet now, and I don't have to worry about an amp because I have my own amp. Because sometimes you get there and it's like the wrong amp, or it's a bad amp, or it's, it's not all those factors. So it's easy to find things that work for your sound and your tone. But yeah, it is cheaper to bring your own stuff sometimes, but it also could be more expensive depending on what you're bringing.
Ariel became a kitty cat.
Yeah,
I saw that.
My cats are happy.
It turned into an early 90s Michael Jackson video.
They're about to attack each other. I was trying to see if I can catch it on video for y'all, but they stopped. Sad.
They blended into the bricks.
We are blending. Love that movie.
Yeah.
Well, Holly, you are world class. You are so great. This was awesome.
Thanks.
World class, absolutely. I was wondering, since we're nearing the end of this interview, Hollywood, how would you like to be remembered?
Like when I die?
No, when you live
If you say it like that, it's a little sad.
Like when I
Just in
die?
general. Or maybe when you start making music.
What's the legacy that you want to leave? You know,
the legacy.
What do you want people to remember?
I guess I don't know. It's so weird.
Sorry, didn't mean to put you on the spot.
No.
So yes,
No,
it's
I
all
mean,
I guess.
Yeah. It's like, it's
Yeah,
such
you
a
did.
big question.
I'm going to remember that she disagrees with the Book of the Dead.
There you go. I wasn't religious. No, I guess, I mean, I hope that people in Dallas remember me as, one of the pioneer female representatives of the music community.
I will now.
I hope they do. Because, I mean, that's it. I think that's important. I think that's really important. I think the work that I do as Zepparella is important for females. Since I started in that band, there's been there used to be more males that would come to those shows. Now there's sometimes more females that come to those shows. And to see these women so happy and so into what we're doing, I love that. I love the fact that we go up there, we're just 4 women rocking our asses off and, changing the game a little bit. It's been so male dominated for so long. And I'm not saying, okay, women. I'm just saying that, there's got to be an even playing field for music. I mean, it's not like we're out there, showing our biceps. It's music.
Yeah.
And so I hope that I leave a lasting impression on women who are trying to pioneer through their own bullshit in this industry.
Girl power.
And just as a person, that I put out the art that I wanted to, as an artist.
Very cool.
Very, very cool, man.
I love it.
That's so dope. Dope.
Dope. This is dope.
All right, so what do we got?
Did you hear our dope song, Holly?
We have a dope song that Dave crafted out of my phrasing that I say all the time.
Oh, you have a song?
Did you hear it?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
David
Jarvis is the musical genius of the show, and this is something he put together here.
Okay.
Here it is. Oh, sorry.
I slacked, he delivered.
It's because I had the volume turned down. Sorry about that. Here it is.
We're just gonna fill you in. I say dope a lot, and a lot of the times it's very intentional. Dope. That's dope. That's dope. These are pretty dope. These are pretty dope. These are pretty dope. These are pretty dope. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Dope. That's dope. Pretty dope. Pretty dope. Pretty dope. Pretty dope. Love it. Love it. That's dope. That's facts. We're just gonna play.
That's hilarious.
It's so great.
That's so great. That should be your intro song.
Oh, so I tried that at the last show that we just had, and the sound guy wasn't paying attention, and we were giving him the cue, and we're like, I guess we're just gonna start because we can't fall behind being the first band playing. So our intention was to have it as our little walkout song, or like our little intro, and nope, he failed.
It's been our intro song here, though, on the Blow Your Brains Out podcast for the last couple of weeks.
That's what I'm saying, yeah, for sure.
The sound guy said, nope.
Hey, Holly, would it be okay if I played the Book of the Dead song?
Sure, yeah. And this is a video we shot and edited ourselves too. I will tell you something about this video. It's really funny. So we were trying to find a place to shoot this video, and we wanted something that looked like the desert. And we're out in LA, so of course there's places that we live close to a desert. So we went to this dirt bike place that had these big mounds of dirt. Yeah. And they wouldn't let us in. So there was a rock quarry across the highway, and we went over there, and I knocked on every trailer that was there. I tried to find anybody that was there. Nobody would answer the door. So we guerrilla style it. We just went in, filmed the video, and got out.
There you go. It's the best way anyway.
Yeah. And then the guitar player, all of his shots are actually done down in Peru because he lives in Peru. So actually it's 2 different countries this video is shot in. Oh.
So this is your song or Dad Grew song and your video that you edited. Here we go. Hello, Fred.
Give it up for the pyramid in the sky, the book of dead that controls our skies. Give it up for Father Divine, the spells and the secrets that the rich ones hide. The coffee, the real, all of it's real. Gotta pray to control how you feel. You see him dancing with snakes and blood into the realm of the underworld. Of the day. Of the day. Buy your way to a good life. Pay your way to a good time. The only difference is unholy or divine. Only the rich get to the other side. You're on your way to the afterlife. Recite your name and weigh your heart. You find the judge to do you all. Comes the beast that waits to tongue. Of the day. Of the day. Jarvis, he sees you, he's gonna judge you. Emmett, he sees you, he's coming for you. Cyrus, he sees you, he's gonna judge you. Emmett, he sees you, he's coming for you.
Thank you, Holly West, for allowing us to play that tonight.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
And my apologies for not realizing it wasn't on full screen. I was watching it on YouTube instead of over here. Once I
fine, everybody's getting my reaction, so
yeah, that's cool. Drum emoji goes here. That's Ron Tello.
Yeah.
He's in Bear Mountain, California.
Very cool. Yeah. There you go, drum. Yeah, Fred's an awesome drummer for sure.
Agreed. I'm very proud of you. You're kicking ass, Holly. It's good to see it.
Thank you. Yeah, you too. It's been a while. I haven't been back there in a while.
Well, if you are, hit us up and we'll go to shows.
For sure, yeah.
Come on back.
We'll
Nothing's changed.
Right, yeah. Fred actually tours in Dallas more than I do these days, and he's in Bullet Boys. They're
Really?
back in Dallas quite a bit, yeah.
Smooth up in ya.
Yeah, and they just re-recorded that with Fred on drums, so it's gonna come. Hopefully,
They have the same guitarist.
No. So this lineup was put together. So Nick and he's gonna kill me. I blanked on his name. The old bass player. When the old band left, and Tiny, they all left, and the original lineup came in. They were doing some shows, and then Mark wanted to put a different band together for his. He wanted to. Something happened. I don't know. You can look up on whatever you want to find the real story. I don't need to tell it, but anyway, something happened, and so they had to put a new band together. So Ira Black is friends with Mark, and Ira is really good friends with Fred and has Fred play on everything. So so then they called Fred, and then they called Brad Lang from Y&T, and so it's Brad Lang, Ira Black, and Fred and Mark now.
Okay, cool.
And I mean, I might be biased, but I've seen all of the lineups of Bullet Boys for many years, and this one's amazing. Great lineup.
I just mentioned the guitarist because I know Ted Templeton worked with them on their first record, and he was, supposed to be the next Eddie Van Halen and all that. So I was wondering what happened to him.
I can't say anything because I don't really know, and I don't really. Yeah, but I feel like maybe he's just. I don't think he did much after. I don't think so. Anyways, I don't remember.
Thank you very much for being here to blow your brains out with us.
Thank you. Yeah.
We have very much enjoyed you this evening.
Yes.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it. Fun.
Hope you've enjoyed yourself, and we welcome you back anytime and all the time.
Sure, yeah. I've got some new music coming out with Dead Grooves, so when that happens, we'll get on here and play some videos.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Shit, yeah. Remember, send the MP3s to OutlawVideoTV@gmail.com.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to start our concert calendar, and I'm going to go to bed and get some sleep because I got to wake up early again tomorrow and paint more. So see you next time, Holly West. Thank you very much for being here. Everybody, thank you for being here in the chats.
Thank you very much, Holly. It's been a pleasure and an honor.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Welcome to OutlawVideoTV. Thank you for being here with me. Love and blessings to be with all of us here. Stay a while, let's chat, let's share.
so cool. I want to be like
Yeah, that
her
was
when
a
I grow
good
up.
time. That was a good time. Everybody out in Long Beach, you know where to be on 420.
Okay.
Supply and demand.
Holla.
Holla.
All right, and let's get through this awesome concert calendar that we have going on here.
Perfect.
Every Wednesday night.
May 16th at Haltom Theater. We've got some dope ass bands coming up. And it's time
So
to
I
play.
realized throughout this and the entirety of today's interview that I still have the lag, even with the headset with the microphone. But you know what? Don't give a fuck if it's good enough for you. It is what it is.
Bro, I'm just glad that Holly could hear you. And when you logged out and logged back in, it cleared up.
Good, good. I'm happy that everybody else is happy.
Let's do this. I think I got 5 minutes left in me.
This is a music video, I believe. Go ahead.
May 15th, Haltom Theater, once again. Let's play that game called Name That Metal Band or read it down at the bottom.
This is the show we need to promote here. This is oh wait, maybe this isn't the one. I was thinking this is the one with Iron Man.
Oh, this has presents Trooper, the music of Iron Maiden, Dallas in Chains. And then I don't know.
Hamsters of Rock.
Hamsters of Rock. Oh, it's at the bottom. Another one.
That's at Diamond Gems, everybody. That's where the next Blow Your Brains Out show is, May
This
the
is the night
11th.
at Tulips. So if you're not there if you're watching the show, you're clearly not at Tulips, but that show is tonight. Charles Easton, Love Ain't Pretty Tour.
Yeah, Tulips. Look at here, we are promoting Tulips.
Yeah, that one's gone, but they had a show. That's what matters. This one was just played with Here for Now and Beyond Destiny. That one's good. Crowbar. Plus special guests, Rah 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 and Born in Blood. April 3rd at Granada. Morbid Visions. Okay, I see it now.
New Orleans mud there.
Friday, April 5th. Secret of Forest, Downfall 2012, Paper Street, Perceived, whose drummer is the singer, and Communication Error at Reno's. Perceived.
Secret of Boris, mad shout out to Ryan Bird, their guitarist. Used to be the guitarist for PRI. Love that guy.
PRI. Peaceful Resistance Impossible.
And another Perceived show coming up April 3rd at the Revel Patio Grill in Frisco with Empires. We just played with Empires. They're great.
Glad to hear that.
Vermafest. This is where they raise money to help puppies. So please come and attend this show to help puppies. Ticket information coming
Donate
soon.
all your puppies.
No, donate all your money.
Donate your puppies. Can I donate my kitty cat's kittens? Because I think this.
We have Vane and Warhog on this
Oh,
number.
you kitty cat lovers. Yeah, I got Vane and Warhog on this show, everybody. All right. This show has already happened.
That one's coming up April 7th with Lovesick Drug, which a band was just mentioned with Holly West.
Oh, and Intemperate Sons are on there.
And Intemperate Sons. Creeper.
Low Gear.
June 1st. We got lots of time to promote this show.
Iron Jaw. Live of Scars.
It gone. Ooh, this Friday.
Oh, okay.
Silver Saloon this Friday. Out in my neck of the woods. We need a place to sleep. Don't call me. I'm kidding. Just kidding.
I'll call Josh.
You can call Josh.
Call Josh. Sleep at his grandparents' house.
I didn't know he moved again.
No, I don't know. I thought he lived with his parents or grandparents or something.
Yeah.
Josh, if you're listening, I love you, buddy. I'm tired.
Do good things.
There you go.
April 5th. Offended by everything. I am not.
Here we go.
April 27th, we've got our favorite coming up, Iron Man at Halton Theater with Amondo's Bezos.
The Dawn, the Dame, the Danger.
Flicker Stick. You know, this is actually a band I heard of off of Reckless Rock Radio. They did an interview, and I was like, this is interesting. And then this flyer came along for April 13th. They have got a show at Trees.
Yeah, for those that remember when MTV was actually a thing, Flicker Stick won the Making the Band deal back, like, what was it, 2001, I think. And, yeah, they were supposed to be the next big thing. And I guess they broke up and got back together. Tumultuous, but they're a fantastic band.
Nothing but good things is all I've heard.
And shout out to KNON.
KNON. All right, Saturday, 420, we got our own show with Iron Man coming up at Diamond Gyms. Also with Mondo's Bizarros and Postmortem. Who doesn't like tacos and who doesn't like Iron Man? If you like tacos and if you like Iron Man, or just one or the other, April
Bring
5th,
the whole
they got a
family.
show. Bring the entire family and make sure you bring appropriate hearing protection.
That was last weekend. Here we go. What about that show?
This show is going to be super dope because it's got the Argonaut, Rivethead, Warhog, Dank, and Minus Us. Apologies, friends. But May 11th.
Against all odds. And I don't know why the Argonaut hadn't updated this flyer. I've asked them like 3 or 4 times. And I would have updated it myself or just designed a whole new flyer, but I've been working 12-hour days.
It might just take a while to get to them in outer space. So
Our boys in Hedonistic Punk Vatos will be filling in for our brothers and sisters.
Yes, they will.
Against all odds.
Shout out, Renee.
Shout. We have Flotsam and Jetsam, Iron Jaw, Chemicals, Archon, March 29th at the Halton. That is this Friday.
Big fucking show this Friday. Iron Jaw, Flotsam and Jetson, Chemicost. And there's Renee. All right. I love y'all. Good night.
Love you. Peace out, home slices.
Take it easy and have a happy Easter.
Have a hoppy Easter. Use your puns wisely.
What? I got
Hoppy
your pun right here.
Easter.
Blow up eggs.
All right. Blow up your toilet.
Good night.